We are back.
We are home.
We are Wimbledon.
Hello and good evening. Here we are indeed. We are back. We are home. This is going to be the last show of the season. There's a social media blackout on Saturday, which I think means it's going to be iFollow only. So for the last time, good evening, Rob.
Evening, Charlie. Big evening here.
It really is, isn't it? Now, someone pointed out that frequently in these shows what we've done is bring you stuff you might have seen before, but I don't know about anyone else. Right now, I'd like to try and stay as calm as possible. So let's think of happy thoughts. And we're going to start by reminding ourselves what happened here. Well, that really was quite an occasion here last week, wasn't it, Rob? I mean, that was about as tense as it gets.
Yeah, it extends it to that four-match winning run as well. I think it kind of really changed with, obviously, Joe Piggott's penalty and then from Alex Woodyard as well to seal it as well. We don't often get victories over Oxford.
No, we don't often get goals from Alex Woodyard either, so to get both at the same time was good. There were two noticeable post-match interviews. I personally really enjoyed Mr Robinson of Oxford, in which he explained at length that they were the better team with 11 men, with 10 men, and any chances we created were a mirage. We're not going to bring you that, though. We're going to show you what Woody said about that.
Well, Alex Woodyard, your first goal for Wimbledon, and what a way to do it. Talk us through it.
Oh, yes. Just so pleased that we managed to get the 3 points. Obviously, it's great to get the goal for my first goal for the club. But as long as we win, it's the main thing. It's a great 3 points today. We knew it was a different test, and they're a very good team, aren't they? They're a good team. But we said that we just stayed at it. I think we conceded a soft goal, but Pigs gets us in the game with a penalty, and we pushed on after that, and we showed great character for and about. It's unbelievable.
Is that one of the best goals you've scored in your career?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's probably the most important goal I've scored. It's great. Obviously, been waiting to get the goal. and it's just so pleased we got it tonight. It's unbelievable what we're doing at the minute. So proud of the lads, proud of the staff, everyone, and you know what? I'm just gutted that the fans ain't with us at the minute to live what we're going through. It's unbelievable, and just hope it can carry on.
How important was that 5 or 10 minutes after they scored the first goal for us to hang in there, the character?
Yeah, it's just all about keeping relaxed. We knew at half time what the game was all about. They're a good team. They're going for the playoffs. But the coach, he's a good manager, coach well, and but we just showed character. We showed the character to get back in the game and go on and win it. We didn't probably have as much possession today, and we didn't show probably that the football we showed in previous games. But now we've shown that we can win games all different ways, and that's probably I'd say that's probably our best win, because great team, we showed character to get back in the game. For me, that's our best win, because like I said, they're a great team.
So that was the mood here on Tuesday night. Pretty buoyant, I would have said. So I imagine you guys travelled up to Ipswich in pretty good spirits, Rob.
Yeah, indeed. I think the way that the whole squad are now is looking in a really good frame of mind for this sort of fixture as well. I mean, for Ipswich as well, they should have really sort of finished it off there at Portman Road, but not to be, so it brings it onto here tonight.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, so that they went out to Portman Road knowing they needed one win to seal it, and it really looked like that. Well, I think we all know what happened, but just to prove how well they did play for large parts of it, let's have a look now at those Ipswich highlights. So there we go, 0-0, 1 point nearer safety. A pretty good performance overall. A little bit frustrating just in isolation not to have got that win that would have made it all but certain, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, I think they had that intensity right up to the penalty as well, and maybe sort of just dropped off a little bit, saw a little bit from Ayoub Assal in the second half, but a real opportunity to have wrapped it up there. But here we go again tonight. I'm sure we can do it. Yeah. I mean, I think we can. The players are warming up out there over our shoulders. But before we really look ahead to tonight and we bring Mikey T in, let's see what the players had to say about that. They certainly felt it was 2 points dropped, I think. Let's see what Ben Hennigan and then point and a clean sheet here this afternoon, but should it have been all three?
Oh, definitely. Obviously, defender take the clean sheet, keep some momentum going. Obviously, keep the bit unbeaten run, but yeah, we've had chances there to wrap up the game, and it's frustrating that we're not.
We lose perhaps that little bit of intensity after the penalty.
Not straight away. I think we still created another good few chances after that, but as the game went on, it died down a bit. But like I say, we've had 4. Would you say? good chances to get a goal, which is frustrating with especially how we've been playing and we've been scoring for you. So yeah, I think I'm frustrated and I know the lads will be.
But that's 5 unbeaten now and we're edging closer to survival.
Oh, of course, yeah, but it should be 5 wins. So that's the attitude we've got now.
Well, Mark Robinson, 0-0 here at Portman Road today. Perhaps mixed feelings after that one?
Yeah, definitely mixed feelings. I thought we were excellent first half. I hope the fans can see that we were excellent first half, because I'm sure they'd be disappointed like we are that we've only come away from a point. And you know, but the chances were there. It wasn't a case of sort of maybe not doing what we'd done maybe 7-8 weeks ago. The chances were there. The chances were created. You know, they put in a couple of great blocks, and then we've missed chances that we should have scored, and the lads know that. So, but I thought the game could have been over in the first half an hour. So yeah, we are disappointed.
And second half, were you pleased with the defensive element? Will Nightingale, Ben Hennigan, and Nick Zanev really stuck in there.
Yeah, I mean they come at us. I thought actually we started bright again second half. We could have scored with Io when he's cut inside and tried to round the keeper, and I think we had another chance as well. But then no, they did come at us for 20 minutes. But you know they flashed a couple across the goal. I don't think Tans has made a save. So and you're away from home. Teams are going to have a spell. But then I thought we sort of nullified that, and then I thought we had our own little spell again and created a couple of half chances. Probably not as much as we wanted, but it shows where we've got to, Chris. We're coming to Portman Road, and you're disappointed, I'm disappointed, and the players are disappointed. So we just need to put it to bed on Tuesday.
Was it tough as a manager to decide on any changes you could make when the team are playing so well, perhaps?
Yeah, it's always tough, but I had my hand sort of forced today on changes. So yeah, it's always difficult because you want to keep that momentum going, and we had to change shape slightly today, but it is what it is. But what was pleasing was we did continue a threat, and I know people say no goals, but you could see the threat was still there. We just didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
What was the message to the players afterwards then? This does show how far we've come, but be a little bit disappointed perhaps? Yeah,
again, Chris, I don't have to say anything. I walk in there, and they're already talking. They're already saying how disappointed. They didn't think they were good enough second half. They think that was a massive missed opportunity, and they're disappointed. So this is a great thing. I don't have to say a lot. You just listen to them, and then you fill in any gaps, any detailed gaps. And there's a couple of things that I needed to say, which will stay between us in terms of where we're going and where we need to be better. But that's the great thing. They're taking more and more ownership, which is pleasing.
Just finally, can you update us on Ollie Palmer, who missed out today?
Yeah, so Ollie didn't react as well as we'd hoped from what we did on Friday. We thought he'd be okay, and he hasn't. It's a bit worse than we thought. So, yeah, it might be a little bit more long-term than we'd hoped, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay, well, you'll update us monthly, perhaps.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Abbo.
So that was what Rob and Ben had to say right after the game. We're going to find out now what two more people thought of the game. We're going to find out what Meister Mikey T thought of the game and Rob Cornell. Mikey and Rob, over to you guys.
Absolutely, Michael. And big game here tonight as well, but all talk of great escapes and so on. Robbo's not interested in that. It's just the focus on getting the big win here tonight now for Wimbledon.
Yeah, very much so. And we've seen how we've played in the last few weeks, Rob. You go back to the Fleetwood game here on Easter Monday, the aftermath, the sheer sort of deflation after that. If you'd now seen what actual position we'd be in so 22 days later, of course, you'd have taken that all day long. So it's very much in our own hands. Of course, needing to keep Rochdale at bay here this evening, so a win obviously helps us keep another one of our strugglers, well behind us and probably out of reach of us as the season goes to its conclusion. And still two more games as well, Portsmouth and Lincoln, both of those in the hunt for the playoffs. But we've seen what we can do against those kind of teams previously, and of course, compared to a few weeks ago, the Don side is just a different animal these days.
Mark Robinson not really one for going over past games, but there are some very good omens on this date.
Well, indeed. I mean, one which I've been mentioning to people is that it's 40 years ago tomorrow, 28th of April 1981, that the Dons secured their place in the third tier of English football for the following season with a 4-1 victory at Plough Lane against Rochdale. So if that's not probably one of the better omens doing the rounds, and I don't know what is. But of course, Rochdale are much improved form, just like ourselves recently. They were on a run of wins, 97th minute equaliser, of course, against Crewe on Saturday. Not helped obviously by Northampton getting the points at Gillingham with another comeback from 2 goals down. Ourselves missing the chances on Saturday. So the talk, of course, this evening putting the season to bed. Well, we should have possibly done that on Saturday, but we've let the season have a bit of a treat. We let them watch Starsky and Hutch, let them watch Match of the Day, and then we'll put it to bed, and then hopefully look forward to next season. But of course, still plenty of work here to do because Rochdale won't go quietly. But
of course, the last 6 games as well, we're currently second in the form table. You still, of course, got Portsmouth on Saturday and then Lincoln on the final day to come. So a chance to build some momentum and just get over the line again tonight, really. Yeah, very much so. And we've seen how we can play. I mean, the attacking side of the game in particular has been a real kind of revolution over the last few weeks. And again, I hold a kind of hatful of goals to accompany that, those 14 goals in those 4 games. Obviously, should have, and you saw what we could have created. You were there, of course, on Saturday, Ipswich. Double penalty save. We just happened to run into a keeper in great form, and maybe other chances where we were a little bit profligate inside the penalty area. So again, that could all too easily have been 5 wins in a row, which would more or less have closed it out, made our position even more, perhaps watertight, if you like. But it's just a case of having to just dust up the little bits and pieces here this evening, Rob, and no reason why the Dons can't do it. Well, let's have a look at that Wimbledon starting lineup tonight, of course, as well. And there is one significant piece of team news in there. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Ryan Longman, who came into the side on Saturday up at Portman Road, he's now replaced by the man who he replaced on Saturday. Ollie Palmer's back with us. It may come as a surprise to someone. There's all kinds of rumours doing the rounds. Potentially his season might have been over, etc., etc. But he's back in there leading the long line alongside Joe Piggott this evening. And other than that, it's as you were. And again, continues that real sort of, again, the continuity, the confidence, the partnerships that have been built up in certain areas of the field. And the real familiarity, which I think is part of the reason the Dons have propelled themselves so far clear of the relegation places. But again, just needing to finish the job this evening, and I'm confident we can do it, Rob. Absolutely. You look at that bench as well, the likes of Shayon Harrison on there as well, and Ryan Longman you can call upon as well. All of a sudden, it's a very strong squad, isn't it? Yeah, very much so. And I mean, on evenings and afternoons when sometimes we see that sometimes the plan A doesn't quite go exactly how you would want. But of course, we've got more than a plan B, a plan C on there. And just making sure we're defensively, solid and watertight. Make sure we don't allow Rochdale any opportunities. Really establish a good tempo right from the off. Really establish our home dominance, and take it from there. And really, it's in our hands. We're the ones who've got to go and close this one out. It's in, we're in the best possible position of the 6 teams still kind of scrapping, if you like, at the bottom. The focus, of course, very much on us tonight. But I mean, Rochdale, they come into it having got that late goal on Saturday, didn't they? Yeah, of course, and again, just these little moments, again, these little variables which we can't kind of account for. Again, there were those 3, particularly as we said from Saturday, the chances we missed. Northampton coming from 2 down at Gillingham. Crewe, again, conceding that 97th minute equaliser to Rochdale. Even if just one of those 3 maybe factors had held true in our favour, again, just edges us slightly closer. But of course, they didn't. Again, nothing we can do about what other teams do. Other scorelines, it's very much in our own hands. It has been now for a few days. So let's go and finish it off. Let's put it all to bed. Let's have a nice mug of Ovaltine, Rob, and get the hell out of here. Indeed. So we're going to go off and get into our commentary position downstairs and hand back to Charlie. But of course, make certain from 7 o'clock that you do join us. Yes, absolutely. Do join the gentleman there on iFollow. I believe we have a nice graphic for that, Ola, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, Rob and Mikey. Rob and Mikey are going to go and get into position. Going to bring in this crucial game. If you haven't been watching games on iFollow yet this season, now's probably a good time to start. The game starts in 7 minutes, so you've got time to go and sign up. Mikey and Rob have run away to go and get that ready. While they do that, we caught up yet again. Obviously, there's been a lot of chats with the gaffer this week because there's been a lot going on, basically. And Mike and Rob have really alluded to this, but he's not interested in talk about a great escape. He's just focused on getting that win that we all very much hope they'll get. Here's what Robert had to say. Mark Robinson, 4-3 up at Rochdale in the Great Escape season. We go into it this time in a much healthier position when these 2 clubs now in this situation again here, and not so many points adrift either. Yeah, we don't want to look at it as in great escapes. We want to be looking as in looking up and looking what we need to do moving forward. So, our approach to it is another game of football that we need to win, and that's been the approach for every game. So, we're just looking at it, it's another game that we need to win, really. Of course, Joe Piggott on that night as well got a hat-trick, and it's really held his nerve when he scored from the penalty spot to seal the points. Still got absolutely every confidence in him despite the double penalty save on Saturday?
Yeah, I've got confidence in all the players. If Joe wants to carry on taking them, then he'll carry on taking them. So there's no issues there at all.
And as you said after Saturday as well, the players know what they've got to do. Have they demonstrated that again in the team meeting today? Has there been good dialogue between them?
Yeah, it's really, really positive. As I said, they were really disappointed only taking a point up at Ipswich, which shows how far we've come. And we've just come out of the meeting now. Again, it was an hour long going through everything, and that's because it's interactive. The players are giving their opinions on things and where they think we can be better. So it's all really positive.
Knowing that we go into it in the driving seat on this occasion as well, is it a case of we're happy with that, or we don't want them too comfortable going into it like that with that mentality?
They're not, and you smell that. As a coach, you smell if there's complacency, and there's no complacency at all. They're completely focused on what they need to do, and I fully expect them to do it.
No fresh injury worries after Saturday?
No, we had a good session today as well, and Ethan was back in training again and looked really, really sharp. Terrell was in again, complete another session, and we had DJ back in, which was great. So DJ was back in for his first session. So, no, if anything, we got players coming back, which is good.
How is Darnell doing? Is there a possibility he could still figure?
Yeah, he looked good today. He looked sharp. Obviously, it's his very first session, so it's too early to tell. You need to see how he reacts to that first session. But no, I mean, you never know. But he looked bright enough, so we just see.
But of course, you mentioned Terrell there as well, and he came with you to Ipswich on Saturday.
Yeah.
That demonstrates that togetherness, and it's good to have him around that environment if he's called upon, yeah?
Yeah, and you saw the players clapped him onto the pitch for the warm-up and stuff. So, that's, everyone's a big part of what we do. Terrell, when he was out, he couldn't be desperate to get back in the, he was really desperate to get back in the building and be part of things. So the spirit's great, so, no, really good.
Just finally as well, with Rochdale tomorrow night, I noticed from our broadcast that, of course, we've got our loyal band of supporters who are waiting to get back into Plough Lane, but we also get messages from abroad, some people staying up in the middle of the night to tune in to see how the Dons are doing, and you really appreciate that, don't you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I don't get to see that side of it, but, it doesn't surprise me. So, no, it's brilliant, and, our full intention is just to make their being up all night fully worthwhile for them, so that's what we intend to do.
That's really important as well, isn't it? Spreading the word of Wimbledon around the world.
We've got to grow, Rob. We have to grow, and we're only going to grow if we put a product on the pitch that's exciting and makes people want to watch us. And that's what as well as staying up. That's where we want to be. We want to be producing football that people are really excited about, so that we can grow as a club. It's exactly what it's about.
Robbo, thanks for your time.
Cheers, Rob.
Mike Dunn very, very nearly joined us, but has tried to maintain his status as the invisible man outside there. Those were the thoughts of Robbo. We're going to leave you to go and enjoy the game, basically. Just before we go, we should say we won't be doing anything before the Portsmouth game. You've probably seen there's a social media boycott on for everything apart from just the iFollow coverage and what's happening on the club website. For people who've been asking why on earth we've been doing this, we've basically been running these as a little bit of a proof of concept for what could be done. We hope for next season when we build a full-time studio here, fingers crossed, working on that with Mike Dunn when he stopped hiding in the background. We also set this back up so we could do the DLAG event here to celebrate 1 year of DLAG after we did the initial event to set up obviously the first game here for the Doncaster game. So many thanks to Malcolm Robinson and Adam Lear for all of their technical assistance in doing this. Many thanks to Ola for his excellent work picking up on making sense of all of this, and of course to Rob and Mikey and Carlo and everyone else at the club for getting involved. So hopefully we will be back to do this on a bigger scale with a bit more resource and a bit more content. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So that's the plan for next season. In the meantime, get yourself over to afcwimbledon.co.uk, buy an iFollow pass, and let's get that last win we need to get the job done.
We are back.
We are home.
We are Wimbledon.